All right, everybody, this is another surprise live. I did one last week. But anyway, today we are going to cover, I have somebody with me, of course, Steve Sommerfeld, who is actually live from the hotel in Munich for Night of the Jumps, Munich, obviously.
There's the shirt.
There it is, Night of the Jumps.
That's it. No, we're going live, man, and it's all about to be live in less than 24 hours. We would start probably in 21 hours. I will be live from inside the arena, and shit is about to get real. I think this is going to be crazy.
Well, everything got real on all day today from what you've said and posted. Lots of stuff.
Well, yeah, I've unfortunately I have the glorious job of dealing with problems. So that part got real today because in Germany they decided to have airport strikes and things like that. So luckily everybody's arrived, but nobody's going home. So the show will happen. They're just never going to leave Munich. Everybody's going to be stuck here drinking German beers and wearing lederhosen.
So when does the strike start? Like today?
It starts tomorrow at like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. So everybody's just got in, thankfully. There was a few delayed flights, but everybody did get in. But yeah, nobody's leaving. everyone's going to be stuck in the arena. They're going to be doing freestyle shows for the next month.
Dude. Yeah, just line them up, Steve. There you go. More problems for you to solve.
Just keep it going. No. Once the place is built, we can just keep this job going. No. So yeah, no, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a huge event tomorrow, and I really can't wait to see what happens after training.
So you guys have
training will be wild.
Yeah,
that's how wild this is going to be. Training is going to be wild.
So okay, since you have Harry Bink there, basically the newest addition, has he ever been to a Night of the Jumps?
Nope, first time.
Okay, so we had talked before, are there any different ramps than you guys had last time because of Harry?
Yep, we've got the next gen ramp.
Okay.
So we have used the next gen ramp before at Red Bull Dirt Diggers in 2019. And the plan was to bring it to Night of the Jumps in 2020. Of course, COVID screwed all of that up. But actually...
COVID killed the next gen ramp?
COVID killed everything. Is it too early to say that?
Give it another 15 years, Steve, and then everybody will agree with you.
I thought it was 20. I thought it was 22 years or something. They said on South Park before things are funny. Yeah, no. So we were going to have the next gen at Night of the Jumps in 2020, and it was more of actually the landings we had were not suitable to the ramp. The ramp is massive. It is the fucking huge ramp. You go to it's not a moon booter, but they're basically going to go to the moon on this thing.
So correct me if I'm wrong, next gen is Levi's ramp.
Yep.
Okay.
Levi's ramp. So it's 3.5 meters tall. I don't know what that is in feet. Maybe 10, 12?
10, 11. 10 and a half, 11.
Yeah. So it's a tall ramp.
Yeah, that's a big ramp.
It's big. It's floaty. And yeah, so we wanted to do this a couple of years ago, but our landings weren't suitable for it. Now the landings are suitable for it, and Harry's like, you just stick that thing there and I'm going to be good to go. So let's see what happens.
Just being the airbags, are the airbags taller than the previous landings that you had, or just that they're...
It's just that they're airbags because... On the other landings, we actually didn't have very much safety deck because they were scaffolding and then you put dirt on top. There was actually only like a safety deck of about 1 meter, if that. And then the landings were actually quite steep. So you didn't have much to really land on off of such a big jump.
Right.
Whereas now the airbags got probably 2 meters of safety on top. Even if you come up short on that knuckle, it's safe to land on that. It's a little bit longer as well. So there's just so much
And
more room
your
for
angle isn't as critical of the downside compared to the takeoff, because once you went bigger like that, you would technically, if it was hard, if it was dirt or something, you'd want a steeper landing that was taller.
Yeah.
So that way it gave you, it would cushion you more, but you would need it taller so that you still have the same amount of landing area.
Exactly. So we actually do have the lift. We've got the next gen lift, which is installed. We will probably try it out in training tomorrow, but to do that, it actually will change how the entire competition would run. And we haven't actually tested that part, so we're probably going to leave it as the regular landing. And Harry's like, "Yep, that's sweet. I'll just jump into whatever. I don't care."
Well,
All right.
think I've told you the first time I ever saw him was in Mexico City. I was mechanicking for Javier, and his suspension didn't get there. So he just had or maybe his forks were there or something and no shock. So he just had a stock shock and he's doing rock solid flips and shit.
He does not care. I mean, he does. He's prepared for it. But, so we've got Michael Malero's bike for Harry, like his spare bike at home. So that got driven by one of the other riders for Team Spain, Abraham Parra. He drove 2,400 kilometers, I don't know in miles, maybe 1,400 miles to deliver Malero's bike for Harry to ride. And then Harry's like, I was thinking it's a long flight from Australia to here. If my bags go missing, he's like, yeah, actually, I'd probably be just happy to ride Malero's bike as it is. It'll be sweet. It'll be good.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah, and then when he started building it today, he's like, man, Malero's got a sick bike. I'm going to keep the same grab holes. The subframe's awesome. His wiring is really good, and Malero's got some other trick bits that I don't think anybody's really seen. I don't know if I'm allowed to say what's on this bike with Malero. He's done some trick parts. So Harry's like, yeah, you know what? Fuck, I would be happy to ride this bike as it is. So, it's...
I wonder what did he didn't swap suspension, he swapped suspension.
Yeah, he brought his
because he's way heavier than
Malero is like the weight of a 10-year-old kid. He's so small. He's probably the lightest guy on tour. So Harry's just Harry had more muscle in one bicep than,
exactly,
and more weight. So but anyway, it's cool.
All right, what are the teams?
All right, so we've got the world team, which Harry's in with Luke Ackerman. So those two boys in one team is going to be pretty gnarly. Right. But also, how do they work together? Do they do synchro? Imagine if these two do synchro. I don't know if they will, but fuck.
Synchro dubs.
Imagine, would be sick. And Brees Izzo is in the world team. So Brees actually, I can't remember what trick it was. I don't know if he's down here. Actually, I'll just ask him. Hang on. Hey, Brees.
There you go. Just so you guys know.
No, guess what? It's not Brees. I don't have my glasses on. It was Philip Podmole. It looked like Brees. Whoops. No, so Brees, I think, invented maybe the stripper flip or the Cordova flip. It was one of those early, 2000 and I don't know, 3, 4.
Hold on, John Matthews is on here. He might know.
He might know, yeah. He probably does. So Brees he's old school, but he still throws down, and he just missed out on winning a world championship in about 2005 or 6, something like that. So the dude's got some chops.
Yeah, that's the thing, and we always talk about it, but I'm always like, there's so many rad Euro riders that just don't get any press over here that are just super gnarly,
Yeah. That's it. And actually, Brees's brother drove him tonight to get here from France. So
he's badass too.
Romain Izzo is way more badass than anybody. And that dude, Excuse me, this beer's got too many bubbles in it. No, so Romain Izzo was gnarlier than Brees. Problem was he was too gnarly and he kept wiping himself out. And he, in the end, he finished his career on a huge front flip crash, broke his back. He's got all the metal work in his back and whatever. But he just drove up now, so it's like a little bit of a reunion for him to come back here
and see everybody.
Yeah, so that's sick.
So John said he thought Brees did the first dead body flip.
He's on
How does this guy know all this shit?
He's on it. Yeah, it was the first dead body flip. You're right. Yep, that's the one. I knew it was something. It was definitely a bar trick of some description. So there you go. John Matthews all over it like a dirty hanky. He's got it. That's awesome. That's so good. Like, dude, just when I do the live stream tomorrow night, I'm just gonna have John like.
What was that?
I'm just gonna put him like have an earpiece in, and he can just tell me directly who did that in what year. That'd be sick.
He's like that Clinton guy they got on Supercross now. Who has like all the stats. He comes in there and he's like. Hayden Deegan has the less disparity between his fastest lap and his slowest lap. This guy made up 0.2 of a second. Blah blah blah.
I haven't seen. I'm too tight to pay for it, so I just get the little reels at the end of the weekend. I'm like, oh, cool, that's who won, or whatever offroadvideos.org lets me watch.
Right.
So But the other teams are Czech Republic. So this is pretty interesting. We've got Matej Čezák, who blew that KTM 300 to pieces in Berlin. He told me he's only running a 250 now. He's like, fuck that, I'm out. No more 300s.
Oh, really?
Yep, so he's back to the 250 two-stroke. Keeping it stock, keeping it original.
Yeah.
Don't go getting too much compression in that head. And we've got Philip Podmol again, who had the huge crash as well when he went for the double backflip in Berlin. And joining Philip Podmol is his older brother, one of the gnarliest dudes in the world. Libor Podmol is back. And the last time he rode Night of the Jumps, he broke both legs. I think he went for a Cali roll or maybe a fault. And the dirt normally in Munich was super sticky dirt. So he did the spin on the body varial, couldn't get back on, threw it away, and as his feet went down onto the ground, like he didn't slide, he didn't bounce, he just stopped, and that was basically the end of Libor's FMX career at that point. I think he's just starting to come back now a little bit. So Libor's coming back to the scene of the crime where it all kind of ended 4 years ago. I don't know what we're going to see. But the cool thing is, like, the dude's been riding Dakar rallies.
I was just going to say that. He packed this up and then he decides I'm going to race across the desert. So, which is crazy, right? To just be like, go from freestyle straight to Dakar is a pretty hefty jump. Like, they're nothing alike.
It's not like he went, I'll go do a few Czech national motocross races or something. Like, he's just gone, you know what, I'm going to do something that costs like $100,000 to enter just to even get into the race. And, I think his first ever attempt, he got, not only did he ride Dakar, he finished it and he got 31st overall.
That's pretty good for a shot out.
That is fucking impressive.
And I think I saw him do a super Indy flip on a Dakar bike.
Yep. Yeah, I think that was MOD last weekend.
Yeah.
Like, Indy flip. So I'm like, you just turn up here with that Dakar bike and do a whole run on it and you're gonna win, dude. Like, don't just do one little jump. Come run a whole do a whole run. That'd be sweet. But I don't think so.
That's crazy because they are a bit heavier.
A bit? It's probably like 40 kilos. So it's probably, 80 pounds? Something like
heavier,
that.
You think? I have ridden one around. I wouldn't be able to guess, but It is a lot.
Yeah.
And depending on their motors also are way bigger. So it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah, exactly. Like it's just completely different thing to do. So yeah, so that's Team Czech. Like this is going to be interesting. And then Team Spain is Pignol again, who crashed going for the Cali roll with zero practice in Berlin. A little bit of practice, but not much. He told me he wants to go for something different this weekend in Munich. And maybe he wants redemption on the Cali roll as well. So it sounds like he's putting a little bit of pressure on himself again because that's what he likes to do. And he's not scared to take a dirt sample or a
and like we
concrete
talked
floor
about,
sample.
and what we talked about last time, now that with the airbags, you're really inspiring confidence in these guys. So they can really go for the gusto, which I like.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think we're going to see something out of Pignol this weekend. Like I don't know what it is, but I guess he's got something because straight away he left Berlin and he's like, okay, I'm back in competition mode. And so he went down. I think he was training with Malero. And if you're going to go training with Malero, things are probably going to happen. So, yeah. So, and of course, Michael Malero's back again, 5-time world champion. I don't know. Let's see. He sent me a lot of interesting videos on ramps. Well, there's one ramp that we don't have here, but I guess he's been working on a fair few new things. And I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what Malero might come. Because, like, if Harry's here throwing down and Luke's throwing down, maybe Malero just joins the party and just gives him that little bit of a boost to just send it.
Yeah.
And the third rider for Spain is somebody probably most people around the world won't know because he spends most of his time in Spain. Abraham Parra. And if you look him up on Instagram, you'd think you're looking at photos of Danny Torres. Like he looks, his tricks are almost identical. Like cliffhanger, Danny Torres. Tsunami, Danny Torres.
It's funny in Spain, other than obviously Edgar, everybody else kind of looks like Danny Torres. Like he basically everybody else, and you can. It's blended a little bit more now, but 10, 15 years ago, I could have told you what area a rider was from, judging by his style and the tricks that he did, because we did different tricks in different areas.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But this kid lives 20 minutes from Danny.
Yeah, so there you go.
There you go.
That's for somebody. There's somebody that lives by Brody, and then he started riding, and I was like, oh, you obviously ride with Brody, because he just rode exactly like him. I was like, that's a great person to learn from. That would be awesome.
That's it. Well, that was why I worked my ass off, and I learnt rulers as good as I could get them, because I was riding with Matt Schubring, and until then, I thought he had the best ruler in the game. It was just perfect, and he could hold it forever, and then we were riding together, and unfortunately I didn't learn his cliffhangers or underflips or 360s or all that sort of shit. But I got his ruler.
Yeah, that's all right. John was asking, what time does the show start tomorrow?
7:00 Central European time. So if you watched the live stream in Berlin on day 2, it's the exact same time that we start.
What was that? 2:00, I think, here.
Yeah.
I want to say it was 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, because I think you guys are 5 hours behind where you are.
Yeah.
So I'd say, I'm pretty sure it'd be about 2:00. Where are you? You're east. East Coast
I'm New Jersey, so I'm like New York time zone.
Yeah. So 2:00 there, and it's what time did I say? 7:00 Central European. So it's probably like 4 a.m. in Australia. So, but like every time I talk to Harry, that dude's awake at 4 a.m. Like every time I was asking him questions about flights or whatever, and he's sending me back messages at 7:00 at night here, I'm like, that must be 4 a.m. where he's like, yeah, I'm just going to go to the gym. Like, what the hell? Like, the dude's an animal. So, yeah, if you're in Australia, probably be about 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that. It'd be actually be better off if Levi Sherwood's watching this video right now, because he should. But 2, he can find out when to watch this in New Zealand, which would probably be 6 o'clock in the morning in New Zealand, and he can see what happens when somebody jumps his next gen ramp.
Yeah. I'm sure he's got other things to do.
That's not shoddily made, that doesn't take Clinton out.
Was that an inside? That's an inside baseball comment there.
Oh, better not do that one. Oh, I've got the boss. The boss is just walking past.
That's it. He's out of here.
Yeah, I don't think he's out of here. I think he's going to find another beer. Yeah, it'll be damn interesting tomorrow. Like I said, training's going to be interesting because that next gen ramp has not been jumped at an indoor with us before. Like, we've had it at outdoor events, and the guys like work their way back because nobody had jumped it. We just built them. We've got 2 of them, and they were absolutely fresh. So the guys just like work their way back.
Yeah.
And Harry's just like, no, you just stick it at 75 foot. Off I go. I'm like, all right, here we go.
I love those dudes that are just like, because we used to do the same thing just because arena floors were really weird. And
yeah.
But the thing is, sometimes with the way the arenas were, you wouldn't even get, I'm like, we're not getting the 70 in here. I'm like, so you're going to end up jumping this at some weird gap, like 66 feet. You know what I mean?
And you're like, what is 66 feet? Like,
exactly. They're like, we'll just wait. Okay.
Yeah. No, but actually the best part is Munich is huge. It is a big arena, and we've got more than enough run up. We've got more than enough run off. So hopefully Luke's not hitting any walls this time.
That's good.
Because he likes doing that. And, Munich's sweet. But the next one in Mannheim is the smallest arena we've got. It's 70 meters long tops, which is 70 times 3.3. I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but 210 feet, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, it's super small.
Not very much, because once you do, say it was 75-foot gap, you'd want 75 foot of run. Then your plus takeoff eats up 20 feet. Your landing ramp's eating up 40 feet.
That's it.
You're down to not very much.
There's not much room left before you're hitting a wall.
Yeah.
So Munich is good. So we can work with these big ramps in Munich. Mannheim could be interesting because we're going to have to change the game plan again and see what ramps go in and see what riders can handle it.
Ceiling height is good in all these places?
Yeah, this one's good. Like, as we were setting the next gen ramp up, like Harry and I just like looked up, like, how high is that speaker? I think it should be fine. So
we sometimes, or depends, some people I've seen have like laser pointers or like distance finders.
Yeah, but we did that once. I remember
it was off.
We did it in Graz in Austria, and I was riding that one. And I remember one of the guys this is, what's that, 8 years ago, when lasers probably weren't that accurate. And I remember one of them just put their laser down. They're like, oh, yeah, no, that's 16 meters high or 18 meters high. That's heaps of room.
Mm-hmm.
But we're looking at it going, no, that's like, not only would we hit our head, it would probably just hit us in the chest. And like, we're not hitting. Like, if we jump, we would be hitting this like truss system with the speakers and everything. The lights go on.
Oh, he missed the truss and went all the way to the ceiling.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no fucking way. And I'm like, get a dude in there like Peter Pillar. Like, he's as tall as like the jailer or somebody. Like,
yeah,
the dude, it would have kneecapped him if he did a cliffhanger. Like, It's just not happening. So, yeah, no, I know about the old laser pointers. I just remember that time thinking, nah, I don't trust them. I'd rather see a tape measure get hung from that. But no. So Munich, sweet. But we did have a precautionary check. Like, yeah, no, it should be all right. So,
dude, I've been in buildings where you start pulling the ramp back, and then somebody's in the stands. You're like, go up in the stands and watch.
Yeah.
Like,
I did a show in Chemnitz in Germany where I sat in the stands where one of the guys was like, no, I'll jump. And I'm like, why? Like, I'm telling you right now, that is too small. He's like, I've got it. All right. And then I watched him, and he had to duck, and just as well he ducked his head, or he would have got his head taken off. So he's like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, dude, you don't have to be that smart to realize that was never going to work. But anyway, I'm not going to name names.
All right.
Anyway.
So is that all the teams? Did you go through everybody?
Yeah, so that's everybody. I'd say, like I said, it's very interesting with Harry coming. And the reason I say that is not because of what he has done before with the triple backflip, of course. But, man, it's been a long time since I've seen it. It's like 9 years, I guess.
Oh, wow.
And the last time I rode in Australia was with Harry at Bayard's place with, like, Brad Birch and Joel Brown and a couple other guys.
Yeah.
And it's just funny, like, after so long and talking to him, still that same, like, youthful attitude that he's just like, I just want to fucking send it. He's like, I'm just here to have a good time, and I just want to go big. And, yeah, his just attitude's awesome. And I would imagine it's going to be quite infectious tomorrow. I'm actually kind of more interested to see how the other riders deal with Harry being there. Like, he just wants to go. So does that change how everybody else feels? Like,
sure, you know how that works. Somebody starts getting in after it, and then it kind of like other people are like, oh, I can, turn it up. Especially a guy like Pignol, right? Where
exactly.
He's going to feed off, and he's like, all right, we're going. You know what I mean? I'm pulling whatever it is.
That's it. He's very suggestible. I just thought I'd just do this while you're talking.
And you got a boot? Is that a boot?
A what?
It's just a regular glass. It's not a boot.
Oh, no. We're not doing shoeies here.
No, like in Germany, they have like the glass boot things.
Yeah. No. This is just a nice little glass. But it's only a small beer that they gave me.
John Matthews is like, I love watching Joel Brown ride. I honestly don't even necessarily remember.
Joel Brown had one of the coolest, most unique styles. He was like, I wouldn't say scrappy, but he was getting a lot done, and he was going for like big tricks with, I don't know, it was just his own style. There was not many guys who rode like him, and he made it look fucking cool. He made it, it wasn't super smooth like Adam Jones.
Right.
But he just made shit look cool.
Well, like I was talking, when I did the best alternative style type of guy, you can't put your finger on it. It's not like just buttery smooth Levi Sherwood, Mike Mason type of style, but it's like still awesome to watch. Great tricks, great extension, really exciting to watch. Sometimes those guys are more exciting to watch because it's not so perfect. It's like they look like they're just,
throwing it, just giving it everything, and just like whatever happens now is gonna happen, and I'm just sending it. No, Joel was one of my favorite guys to watch ride, and he had cool bikes. Like, he's a mechanic, so like his bike was kitted out sweet, spent the time on making it good, and it looked good as well as being functionally good. So
I never made it that level.
Well,
Mine always worked good, and then that was it.
Mine worked good for the first 2 months, and then they progressively got worse as my maintenance schedule. Well, I didn't have one, so
Dude,
you know.
yeah, exactly. That's why. I let Berlou ride my bike one time, and he calls me up, and he goes, "Hey, what is going on with this thing?" And I'm like, "What's the problem?" He goes, "It looks like it got in a fight with a spray can and lost." And I was like, I
Well,
go, "Does it work good?" And he goes, "Yeah, fine." And I'm like, "What are you bitching about?" I'm like,
yeah.
and honestly, it did kind of get in a fight with a spray can, and I just never cleaned it off. I
Fuck
was
it,
putting
man. It's
grips on.
freestyle.
Dude, you ever do the spray paint in the grip glue?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I did
so
that. Didn't work for me.
I sprayed in the grip, and then I set the can on top of my seat as I wrestled my grip on, and then the can fell off of the bike onto the foot peg and punctured the can and just sprayed the whole side of my bike.
No way. That's awesome. Yeah, then that's even better because I didn't see that coming in that story.
Yeah, no, the whole one side of it was like black. I had to put my foot on it and just let the can finish spraying on my garage floor because I was like, what am I supposed to do here?
Yeah, what are you going to do now? Yeah, you're stuck with this problem and you're just going to go for the ride now.
I was just waiting it out. So.
Fuck, my first proper motocross bike was a 98 RM250. And the exhaust pipe was, I just remember it was so rusted when I got it. And so I spray painted it black. And then the black was coming off because obviously
regular spray paint.
Yeah. So I got all of that off. And then I went back to get a heat resistant spray paint. And the only color they had was red. And I'm like, oh, well, that's it. So I had a red spray painted exhaust pipe, and then when I first started riding around and like meeting guys, putting pictures up on MTX and FMX Australia, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, you're that dude with that red spray painted pipe." Like, yeah, well,
why do colored exhaust pipes always look terrible? It's either black or chrome. Other than that, they're horrible. Any color.
It was horrible. It was bad. And I thought I was awesome because, like, it was by accident because it was the only color I could get. I'm like, well,
it's different.
It is. It's different. And then I realized how shit it was, and I was too far in. Then I'd already paid, and I put it on, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm in for a penny, in for a pound. I'm keeping this thing now.
You're like, I'm the guy with the red pipe.
That's it. That was my thing. That was my thing.
I had notoriously ugly bikes for a couple of years, and that was actually kind of a goal. I was like, screw it. Everybody's making their shit nice. So I'm just going to have them ugly as hell.
Yeah, you know, like I went with a few different designs. Like I went with like a matrix kind of graphics, and that was probably my favorite one. Like we had all the little, just like really small details in it, but I kept the bike pretty black. And just like little bits of orange coming through on my KTM I think it was my first KTM actually. And I like that one. And then I kind of, I don't know why, maybe it was the graphics company I was with Custom MX. And I don't know, just they turned into more like regular graphics, and which was awesome, did its job. But yeah, I kind of always want to go back to being a rat. Like, we're FMX riders, like we're rats. So fucking just embrace what we are.
No, the motocross industry doesn't want us anyway, so give it up.
Exactly. So why think that we're somehow involved with them? Like we know they don't want us. So I was like, fuck it, we'll just be a rat and everybody's happy. Actually, that was one thing I realized when I went to New Zealand to the Farm Jam. You know Farm Jam?
Oh yeah. That looks awesome.
That's the best competition I ever rode, and I think I did 4 years. I broke my collarbone 1 year. That was fun. But what I realized when I got there is because it's run by the three brothers. One's into freestyle moto, one's into BMX, and one's into MTB, I guess. And
mountain bikes?
Yeah, into mountain bikes. And so it was fucking cool because you got to see all the different types of riders. And it was like the BMX guys, they were true rats. Like they just fucking.
Oh yeah.
They like the shit they would eat and what they would drink their beer out of and what they'd smoke.
Dude, I had my cameraman on my first video was a BMX kid because that's the style that I wanted. Yeah. And we used to call him the scavenger because he wouldn't order food and he would wait for us to not eat stuff and be like, "Are you gonna eat that? Are you gonna eat that?" And he would just eat everybody's stuff.
That's exactly. I'm like, they're fucking BMX rats. Like, and then there was like us, like all the FMX guys, where we've spent a fortune on our bikes, but we can't afford to get a hotel and that kind of thing. Like,
you're just the next level of rat.
Yeah, exactly. and then it was all the mountain bike guys were there, and like this was before I had glasses, but most of them, like they all turn up looking like this, like, oh hey, let's go check out the course, and it would look really cool. I'm like, how did these mountain bike guys turn into like, I don't know, dorks? Like it was just so weird. Yeah, it was just crazy to see the different type of action sport athlete.
Listen, you're being a sportist, okay? Because we're all the same people, Steve.
Yeah, I know. Just mountain bike riders seem to have, I don't know, more class than the rest of us. I don't know what it was. But,
you know what it is? We're the type of people. If you're doing freestyle motocross over mountain bikes, right? It's because we're like, $5,000, I'm gonna get something that hauls ass. I'm not gonna pedal.
No, I'm not fucking pedaling shit, and I'm not gonna push to the top of the hill again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, get out. That's not happening. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Well, actually, speaking of mountain bikes, BMX, and whatever, that's also part of Night of the Jumps, and it was cool in Berlin. I don't know. Like, what did you think about the scooter kid in Berlin?
I thought he was awesome. Is he?
That's what I thought.
Nobody.
Unfortunately, he's not here this weekend. But Philip Podmole has
a scooter.
He's like, no, that would be awesome. No, he's like, oh, actually, there's another kid in Czech Republic who's fucking sick on a scooter as well. So I haven't even met him. I saw him. There's just the dude behind me there.
Well, you need both of them so they can have a scooter off.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I was just like, fucking Richard killed it. And apparently this dude's pretty good. Like, I checked out his Instagram. I didn't know who he was because I don't know shit about scooters. And he looks good. Like, there's some skill there. So that'll be interesting. And, yeah, we've got mountain bike and BMX again. There's a dude here. I think he's from Thailand, but he must be living in Germany for a while. Like, he's been sending me these voice messages in German. I don't understand a fucking word. I'm like...
He's German with a Thai accent. I'm sure you're just like...
No. It sounds like he's got a full East German accent.
Oh, really?
And I'm like... I'm listening and I'm listening. I'm like, fuck, dude. You're going to have to type the message because I'm not getting that. But yeah, so he didn't ride the show in Berlin because he actually crashed and like ripped his hand up pretty bad. But he's here this weekend and his name is Sikarin. Like if you've got sick in your name, actually his name's Sikarin Supermarket. No, Supermart. I don't know. I'm like, the dude's name is Sick. So straight away, cool dude. Fucking goes big on BMX as well. So
awesome.
Yeah, I saw him in training in Berlin. He obviously didn't ride the competition, but it'd be cool to see what he does here in Munich, especially when his name's Sick.
Yeah, that's cool. Sick. So there obviously points go towards the team points again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they all just get ready for best trick. They're like, their whole thing is like who qualifies through and gets into the best trick comp, and then their points will go on to the team points basically. So we didn't talk too much about it in Berlin because there was probably still a few little things where we just wanted to make sure we're right before we said it, and I still want to come out with the right information in the very, very near future. But basically, that it is a team competition for the show, for the crowd, and that's what they're coming to watch. But for me personally, and for all the FMX riders, they're all also getting their individual points that go towards the series at the end of the year.
Right.
There's a few things that I can't say right now because it is exciting. But the points won't just be from these events. There will be more points.
I'm going to guess, and I literally have zero clue. We have not talked about this at all. But
I'm guessing you're picking up what I'm putting down.
I don't know. I could be way off.
Oh, maybe.
I'm guessing that you guys are going to be somehow tied in with World Supercross.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't see that coming.
Damn.
that is sick. Actually, that's better. That's fucking way better. I'm gonna go for that.
So see, I have no idea what's going on here.
do you have a contact? Who can I talk to?
I thought you were at World Supercross. Remember, I pissed the owner off with my.
Sorry, I was World Supercross. I was thinking Supercross in America that's going off right now.
No.
What's that? That's Supermoto. No.
Supermotocross, yeah. No, they don't like me because I used to ride for Feld at Monster Jams, and I bitched about stuff.
Well, you're not going to be riding for him again. What was it?
All kinds of stuff. Pay, whatever else.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. That's what we all do.
I was very vocal. I was one of the most vocal out of our group trying to get everybody paid more, which eventually bit me in the ass. So, you know.
And I think we've already discussed that one on one of our podcasts in the past where you think you're doing the right thing to do it for everybody else, and you're the one who gets shit all over and they all get the show. Yeah, no, I know that one.
I did
Been there. What did I say when I was talking about riding with Shuey before? That's what he did. And he was the one that was cast aside from Krusty and Nitro when he was trying to get everybody else money. But anyway, that's the politics. Let's not get into that.
Yeah. John just asked if there's any word on X Fighters return. I don't think, or even just a Madrid-only event.
There was word about a year ago.
That's exactly what John just wrote. Thought there was some rumors around this time last year.
Yeah, so there was. They were looking at it, but I don't think it's happening.
You obviously don't have anything to do with whole different scenario.
No, it's not us. It won't be Night of the Jumps. It would be the original guys who did the first one. Fly Group, exactly, in Spain. And
what's the main dude's name? He's awesome.
Patchy?
Maybe. The main little dude that's like...
Martin.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Martin.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, he's fucking little firecracker.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so maybe something is happening in the background, but as far as I'm aware, I haven't heard any more other than last year. So would be good.
So
if
I'd
they could get that done.
Night of the Jumps now, and I've said this before, is the longest running real contest in FMX. Period.
Yep.
You guys
series. A series. Like X Games.
Yeah, but that's not a series. Yeah, exactly. That's just a standalone event. And even when they do the series, I still question how much it's, just a straight up contest versus you guys are just straight up contest. There's very little, from what I watch, there's very little favorites.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's it. And when they, I think X Games are probably doing I don't know if I'd say a better job, but they've got Japan this year. So that's on the calendar. And they've done, what have they done before? Munich, Barcelona.
They have done a bunch.
Iguazu, or whatever it is.
Were they in Norway too or something?
Yeah, I think it was Norway. So they have branched out a little bit, but it hasn't been their focus. And I always wonder why. I wonder if it's just too expensive to run X Games because that's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reason that it just can't go global. Or I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
It would be sick if they did. But yeah, no, Night of the Jumps, it is the longest running series. Like, fuck. IFMA, like we were saying one other day, IFMA and IFMXF all started at the same time and were going great. And it's a shame IFMA stopped. Like,
Yeah.
I really wish they kept going. Like, that was sick.
Well, we talked about that too. They went then the way of ramp to ramp IFMAs, cut down the riders list from 16 entries to 8 entries, got rid of purse. You know, so they were just, I think that the IFMAs, unfortunately in the US, if for just a freestyle event, you're not going to fill an arena.
Yeah.
You need like monster trucks there or something. So
you need monster trucks. That's it. That's all you need. You fucking sweet.
Dude, do you guys have monster truck shows there?
Yeah. No, there's monster jams. They're cranking around like England at the moment, I think. So no, monster jams. They're getting going, but they're absolutely nothing like America.
No,
America
like
Monster Jam,
big old tires.
Yeah, like American Monster Jam is just huge. Like Australian Monster Trucks is like maybe 2 trucks at a show, and they've got a jet car or a jet bike. There's just like once you've seen it,
my friend goes and crashes the cars and does 2 wheels for them.
Oh, yeah?
So if you've ever gone, you guys see the guy drive on 2 wheels and shit, and then do like a jump. He actually drives one of the monster trucks too.
Nice. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fuck, I wanted to drive one. Again, Shuey, the bastard, when the probably was the last tour I did in Australia was for monster trucks, and Shuey got me on that one, and I'm not going to say that. But anyway,
did you guys have a car? Did you guys have a car guy?
No, not like that. But Shuey was actually driving the monster trucks, so he was doing the FMX and he drove the Krusty Demons monster truck. It was sick. Like, but his back was fucked. Like, because they're just launching into the moon, coming down and sitting in that position. His back was wrecked. He's like, okay, let's go do a freestyle show. He's like, oh, I can't.
What I heard from Chris was the Australian monster trucks are not like Gravedigger here. So, we had a ride monster truck at one point that just had like a 460 Ford engine, like a big gas engine. It was actually used to be Bigfoot 7. And it still had leaf springs. Yeah. So I drove that thing around a little bit. I actually crushed a car with it once and nearly knocked myself out just driving off of the end of it because it was so hard it whipped me back and smoked my head off of the roll cage.
Holy crap.
And then after that I was like, man, I want to drive one of these with suspension and the motor, right? And the only time I got to drive one, we were drunk at a monster truck show, and the guy's like from Equalizer, he's like, hey, drive that thing into the trailer, which I don't know if you've seen him drive them into trailer on the baby wheels. They barely fit into the trailer.
It's like an inch.
I'm like, bro, this is not comfortable. And the way that idles, they just go, rah, 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 just idling.
Yeah. No way, man. That's impressive. Yeah, fuck. How did we really got off topic.
We do it all the time. This is what happens at the end.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but at least John's watching.
John said that he loves the Farm Jam, and he still believes that's the only place he's ever seen a 360 off of a dirt hit.
Ooh.
Did Luke do any at Dirt Diggers?
Yeah, but I'm off the ramp in the freestyle session.
John already knew that. I'm just testing.
Yeah, exactly. You're no, but, I have a feeling. I've seen another 360 off dirt. Could be wrong, but I think it may have been done. Luke Luke did one on his video last year where he jumped the boat. He was on the Rhine River in Cologne in Germany, and nothing was really happening. So they just did a big video project, and he did a 360 off of dirt as they were like opening sand out of a bucket, dropping sand on his head, and he 360 dirt.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's like a 2-minute video or a 3-minute video from Red Bull.
His video pieces are awesome.
It goes fucking big.
Like the flip and tapping the container and all that stuff.
Exactly. Like that sort of stuff. He's like, yeah, I can do it.
I'm like, screw that.
All right. But I think in the end, like he must have somehow he set up like a rig to do training on.
Yeah.
To see if he could even do it.
I had seen a video where it looked like they had the container and then he was flipping and they lowered it down so that it was just like to where he would just touch it. It's the same way like when Matto did the Arc de Triomphe thing, New Year's Eve.
Yeah, and they
Vegas.
just built up like a scaffolding thing.
Exactly, and they kept raising it till they got it to like where it would be proportionate to the thing. But I mean, still, the problem is you still go out there and then you have to execute. Like when he dropped off of that, he stopped. I think he got himself psyched up, and that's why he like overbombed that drop.
Right. See ya.
Yeah, should have just rolled and done it the first time. Once you go over and you go, oh, what?
That's fuck.
Now you're like, oh no.
Hey, speaking of Matto though, he was in the chat in Berlin, which was sick. Yeah. So I'm almost tempted to text him and say, get ready, we got tomorrow night's comp. I expect to see you in the chat. Like that was sick. And because actually I didn't even realize it was him until he sent me a message on my just WhatsApp. I just saw Robbie Madison pop up, and I'm like, oh, what's he want? And then saying, oh, we're watching you. And then when I saw the name pop up, Matt Will.
Matt, what was it?
Or maybe it was Madhouse.
I thought it was Madhouse because I kept wondering.
Yeah, maybe it was Madhouse.
I kept wondering the same thing too, and I was like, that's not Maddo.
Yeah, no. So that was sick. So I might even text him after we finish this call and just say, we're getting ready. We'll see you in 21 hours.
Yeah.
Get in the chat and tell me. Oh, I thought it was fucking cool. So yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to the live stream. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I saw they built up my little studio area, but I'm on the. I think I'm on the opposite side to where I was in Berlin. So I'll be on the side where the next gen ramp is.
Ah.
So I'm fucking bit pumped on that actually.
Cool.
Be interesting.
Yeah, John said it is the Madhouse. Was
the Madhouse?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, this dude's memory is unbelievable.
Hey, I've almost got it, but I also looked at it the whole time in the chat. You didn't.
Yeah,
so I kept seeing it pop
what
up.
I had for dinner tonight. Like I don't know how. Fuck, I wish I had a good memory. Too many crashes. You know that thing that Travis Pastrana did, like where they were checking for like how bad is that? I can't think of the word. The neurological thing, CTE or something. Yeah, I really think I need to do like some kind of study because I'm pretty sure I've got it.
Next Wednesday, I'm actually doing a podcast with people that do a bunch of concussion protocol, and actually their protocol is used by the NFL and stuff like that about like basically once you hit your head, letting you come back to competition. So I'm going to be on their podcast. We'll see how it goes. I'd like to be able. They're only an hour away from me in Pennsylvania, so I'm trying to get to go to their place and look at everything. And even, I don't know how we connect it, but we need to put some of that concussion protocol into motocross and freestyle because like these supercross racers clean themselves out and they're like they passed concussion protocol, and I'm like that guy was out.
Dude's fucking gone. Like there's no way he's coming back. Yeah. No, that's it. Like I've not knocked myself out that much, but I always wonder And actually, there's a chick. There's a chick from Russia. I think she must be living somewhere in Europe now. But yeah, she studied neurological science or something like that. And I was having a chat to her about it, and I actually brought up the fact, I'm like, do you think CTE could also be caused by over jumping or coming up short? Because like we're always doing this huge whiplash effect when you over jump, and I never landed on the downside. Like I didn't need a landing. Like I was flat like every jump.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about it. Like I wonder if that would lead to CTE, because I've really found like my memory in the last few years is fucking atrocious. Like,
so
I don't know.
My mom actually worked for a neurosurgeon for 30 years, my whole growing up, and your brain is the consistency of toothpaste. So
wow, it's about what it feels like right now.
That's what it is. It's like, so when they get rid of brain tumors, they literally have a little vacuum, and they just go in and they vacuum parts of the brain out, dude. Like a little sucker, like the mouth thing when you go to the dentist.
No.
That's how they just like suck it out. So it's very easy to suck up too much. But so the issue is like when you see stars, that's actually your brain slapping against your skull.
Yeah.
So that's that happens, and then that causes a bruise. So that's what a concussion is. But they even say like soccer, people heading the ball is giving them, concussions. So for sure, like I've given myself, I over rotated a flip. I was totally vertical, and I just like got over the bike, and when it landed, I let it like shoot out from under me. I landed on my ass, snapped my head back, and definitely was wrong. And I never touched the ground with my helmet.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I'm sure of it. Like, how did we? So I've somehow segued onto that, and then you're actually doing a podcast on it. Like that's fucking man. We're good at segues and getting off topic. Yeah, we're awesome. Awesome, man. I should probably get going. Though. I just realised it's we're 55 minutes in, and I've got to be at a team meeting at 9 a.m. And I don't function at 9 a.m. at the best of times.
No, you don't. I'm up before, for everybody at home. I'm like writing Steve, and then he writes me like an hour or two later. He's like, "What are you doing awake?" It's
I do not function at all in the morning. I'm fucking useless. So yeah, actually, when I started, I might have already said this before, but like when Jürgen Marco from Night of the Jumps first asked me to work for them, I was like, yeah, thanks for the opportunity, but I'm a rider. Like I'm still going to ride FMX. And then after a year, when I realized I still couldn't walk yet, I'm like, yeah, better take that job. And they're like, yeah, all right. Well, so we're just going through how the employment would look like and all that sort of stuff. And I just said, look, I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't work Mondays, and I generally don't start doing anything until about 1 in the afternoon, and I usually knock off at 4 in the afternoon. And like they just started laughing. I'm like, I'm not joking. I'm not working Mondays, and I do very limited work. Like, okay, good enough. You're on the team.
Like as long as you get your shit done, that's fine.
Exactly. So so we've got a team meeting at 9 in the morning, and then I guess I'm going to go and have a sleep again. Fuck it. But anyway, it's always a big day. Like every event, it's long. Yeah. Super, super long. Like,
well, especially for you being on the production side, because you're there before everybody. If you're a rider, you just show up at practice. You got to practice, and then your job's done until the autograph session or the night show or whatever it is, and then you're done again. In between all that, you're still like, this needs to be moved.
Doing press, I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like I said, the flights today, and I still haven't fixed those problems. Like the Spanish dudes just turned up, Malero and Jose, and they're like, "Hey, is this real? Like what we just heard about the flights?" I'm like, yeah, there are no flights. Like I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do, but we'll somehow get you home, and it could be Sunday, it could be next Thursday. I don't know. We'll work it out. Like we'll get you home.
What are your other options? Obviously, Bink is stuck because he's over an ocean, but like...
Well, he was actually going to stay for a week anyway, so he's sweet. Okay.
That's good.
So he's having a holiday, but the other guys aren't having holidays. They got to go home.
Right.
And, yeah, but that's the thing, like it's in the organization, it's not just turning up. It's just everything before. So normally after an event, I'm absolutely useless for like a week. Like I just sleep because over an event weekend, I probably only get maybe 6 to 8 hours sleep over three days or 4 days. It's just brutal. But that's the price you got to pay to play.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You screw around all week at home.
And then guess
what? And then guess what? You show up at the show, and it's crunch time, baby. You got to pump it out.
Things have got to work. Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna happen. No, I think I'm upsetting people because I'm talking too loud here in the lobby. But
all right, we're good.
Anyway, I was just thinking I'll go for a little wander. Hopefully, I'm not going to incriminate anybody that should be in bed. Hang on, I'm just going to press this button and see if I can turn my camera around. Oh yeah. So we've got a little Jose Morales. Okay, he doesn't. His flight's been cancelled.
No, it's okay.
It's
I stayed here 1 week.
You guys are very optimistic. It's only a week.
Yeah, that's it. So we got Leibor there. We got Alejandro. Fuck, everybody's here. I didn't realize we got Leon Binkerbank.
The show is cancelled.
No, fuck. No, he just wants the show to be cancelled. He'll go drinking straight away. We got Luke over there in the background. So yeah, it's all fucking happening here.
Awesome.
Actually, and I think you can tell how professional it is because hang on, I'm gonna press the. Where am I? Where's my button? Yeah, I think you can tell who's taking this one seriously and who's not, because Luke's still here and it's getting late. And he's like, I got this thing. I'm going to win it. Don't worry about it. I'm like, you better get to bed. Harry Bink's in bed. You better get to bed. So, yeah, but man, this is funny.
It's also jet lag probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I picked up Harry, and I'm just going to put my headphones back in because I can't hear you, and you probably can't hear me very well.
We can hear you.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I can't hear you. Yeah. So I picked up Harry from the airport yesterday, and like he was just full of beans, and he's just ready to go. I'm like, you just got off 26 hours of flying.
He slept
He's like, yeah, feeling good. And we brought him to the hotel here, and it was about 2 p.m, something like that. And I'm like, so do you want to try and stay up and, just try and get to the night time and then you can get used to jet lag? No, I was actually going to go for a jog to the gym. And I'm like, whoa, okay. Like I was thinking have a beer and, just kind of rest. Like, no, we'll go to the gym. And then in the end, his phone was down to like 5%. So he sat down on his bed, charged it, and fell asleep. And that was it. I didn't see him until this morning. So, but no, he's in bed. He's being a good boy, trying to get over jet lag, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. But no, there's a few boys here having a little bit of a party, a little bit of a get together.
This one's just one night, right? The last one was Friday and Saturday, because obviously right now it's Friday. So.
Yeah, no, this is just a one-night competition, so off we go. But anyway.
All right, boys. Good luck, everybody, especially you with flights.
Don't worry. Jose's happy to stay here for a week. I'm sweet. I don't even have to think about it now.
All right, have a beer for me and say what's up to everybody.
Awesome. Thank you very much, man, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Everybody tune in tomorrow, 2 o'clock East Coast time in the afternoon. You're going to have to tell the family I'm busy.
That's it. Jump on Night of the Jumps YouTube channel and you just press like the notify me button and then it'll just start when it goes on live.
And
you don't have to
you
think
can sit
about
in
time zones.
And you can sit in the chat and bullshit with us because there will be people
and
big name. Who else? Pat Bowden, Maddo.
Yeah.
There was tons of Fred Kilrose.
Yeah.
There was tons of big name riders in the chat on YouTube. So get there, hang out with everybody. It's a fun time.
And some of the shit that you speak might even end up on the screen.
That's true, too.
I'll talk to you. Awesome. Thank you very much, man. See you tomorrow night.
Yeah, man. Later.